Sometimes we're just our own worst enemy. Sometimes we're the ones that holds ourselves back, and we dream up this whole world in our head of what could go wrong that doesn't exist off of a small fear or an insecurity or an excuse or a reason to not do the thing, to not do what God is calling us to do. I remember when God first started calling me out to speak, to to be a voice of the gospel, to be a voice of faith, of hope. When I was first asked to share a little bit of my testimony, my first thought was, well, what am I supposed to say? Like, I don't know. What do I say? What do you want me to do? Like, I don't know. Like, my testimony, like, from my life, it's so complicated. There's so much this ups and downs and all this stuff. And I'm like, what am I supposed to talk about specifically? I'm 41, you guys. So I have like 41 years of like, what part do I share? And I remember, I did that. I gave a little bit of my testimony, and then but I always told God, like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'll do this thing that you're calling me to do, but then that's it. Like, don't ask me to like speak anymore. Don't ask me to share anymore, because this is. I was telling God. I was telling him this isn't who I am. Like, this isn't what I do. Like, I'm telling God, I'm telling the one who created me. And sometimes you guys do this too. And this is why I'm making this video. Sometimes we tell God what we're able to do or what we're not able to do, or what gift we have or what gift we don't have, or what ministry we can be a part of or can't be a part of. And let me just clarify, because I was telling God, I'm not a speaker. I'm an introvert. I'm shy. I don't do this. I don't like socializing. Like, I like being at home. I don't get FOMO. Like, FOMO, like fear of missing out. I don't get FOMO. You know what I get? I get fear of being invited. What is that? Fear of being invited. I don't know. I can't do it right now in my head. But and so, I love being at home. I love being with my children. Like, I like the simple life. Like, I want coffee, food in my bed, like and books and my Bible. I love my Bible. And so I just wanted to come on and say, don't tell God what you are able or not able to do, because he created you. And if he's calling you to do something that scares the bejesus out of you, like he has called me to do, he has called me to speak. I remember this time last year, January of last year, I was asked to kind of give a word of encouragement for our unplugged worship nights. Okay. And I remember when I was asked to do that, it, like, of course, wasn't the best timing like it ever is, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, God, I remember praying, like, please don't let anybody be there. Please don't let my pastor be there. Like, because they're just going to, like, I can't, like, this is scary. Like, I just want it to be empty. And you know what? I did it. And when I look back on that moment, because it's recorded, when I look back at that video, I cry. I literally cry. I cry because I see someone, oh man, I see someone that I wouldn't have became if I didn't trust God and what he was calling me to do, if I didn't trust God. Because when he calls us to do things that feel out of our comfort zone, when he calls us to do things that we don't feel qualified to do, when we do them, when we act in obedience, when we move forward in that calling, we are showing that we trust him. We are showing that we rely wholeheartedly on him, that we depend on him to get that done. And that's what God wants from us. That's what God wants from us. He wants us to move forward in what he's calling us to do, and show him that, hey, I'm not able to do this, but with you, I can do all things. So I'm going to move forward. I'm going to trust you and do this that you're calling me to do. And so again, trust him that if he's calling you for something, that it's in you because he put it in you to do it. Even if it's something that scares you, even if it's something that you're like, I'm not equipped, I don't have the skills, I don't have this, I don't have that, he will make you ready. He equipped you to do it. Like, if he called you, you are able to do it. And so I just wanted to hop on and share that, because sometimes we get in our own heads. We get in our own heads and we want to blame the devil. Like, we want to blame the devil for, oh, it's the devil who does this. But sometimes the devil is like, oh, I don't even need to mess with her, or I don't even need to mess with him, because they're so stuck in their own head already. Like, oh, It's like it's my time to go with Ezzy. Oh, I can take a break with Ezzy and sit this one out because Ezzy is going to be stuck in her own head. Like Ezzy's own fears and insecurities will hold her back. I don't even have to work there. Like, don't be someone that, and I hate to say this, but it's like, don't be someone that the devil thinks he could take a break on because you're so caught up in your own head, because you're so caught up in your own fears, because you're so caught up in what you think you can't do. If God has called you to it, He is your creator. He has put it in you. You are able to do it. And you will not just do it, but you will do it successfully. You will thrive doing it because God knows all. And sometimes we can't see who He has created us. Like, I would never have been able to see 10 years ago that I would have a YouTube channel and be starting, I just started on my YouTube channel reading the Bible. I'm starting to read the Bible every single day, like online. I would have never thought that I would have started a YouTube channel. I would have never thought that I would be in front of a whole church giving a word of encouragement, like where my pastor is at and other pastors and the place is a packed house. I would have never seen myself doing any of these things. And this is why I'm saying that if God calls you to do it, just to do it, because sometimes we can't see ourselves there, but God has already seen us there. He already destined us to be there. It reminds me when I'm reading in the Bible and God tells Abraham, you are, you're going to have, oh man. He tells him how he's going to be the father of many nations. And Sarah, his wife, wasn't even pregnant yet, and they were in old age. Like sometimes we can't see ourselves there. We can't see ourselves doing the thing, but God already sees us there. He already sees it done. He already sees it done. So if He's calling you, it's because He's already seen it done for your life. Don't be like Moses arguing with Him, like, oh, I can't talk. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, I can't do this. It's like, don't argue with your creator on what you can or cannot do. He knows you better than you know yourself. So just go do it.